Welcome to American Medicine Today. I'm Kimberly Bonati alongside Ethan Youker. We have an exciting show lined up. Let's get right to it. So it's not easy being a conservative in Hollywood, and no one knows that better than our next guest. He's a director, producer, and actor, and of course, best known as Hercules in the hit series. He is also a friend of our show. We'd like to welcome back Kevin Sorbo. Thank you for being on.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me back.
You're one of our favorite people to follow on X. So can you explain your latest pin post about being blacklisted in Hollywood?
Yeah, I'm the first cancel culture victim in Hollywood before it became a term. But it was about 12 years ago. My manager and agent called me in. They're never in the same rooms together. So I knew it was an intervention of some sort. And they told me that that the studios didn't want to work with me anymore because of the things I post on the social media. I said, well, I've been posting that forever. You mean you don't like the truth? Is that the problem with you guys? And so we formed Sorbo Studios, and I've been doing just fine without them since I've been booted out. I've shot over 90 movies, but I've shot over 50 now since Hollywood kicked me out. So I'm doing just fine without Hollywood. But I find their behavior they're like little 7th grade mean girls in junior high school. You know, it's so amazing to me that they're that incredibly immature and that childish just because I have a different point of view than they do.
What were your thoughts on President Biden's first post-presidency interview last week or the week before?
Well, I think...
Shouldn't he just go away?
I think I caught that, but I caught more of the View, which I thought was absolutely hilarious.
And what about all these books coming out kind of exposing Biden's decline, yet they're written by the same people who helped cover it up?
Jake Tapper.
I know. Once again, insanity. It really is. It just... You know, it cracks me up that, you know, I got to a point of feeling sorry for Biden after a while because,
I did too.
The guy was obviously impaired. It's a weird cult that they got going on. And all they do is double down on it, Nor. It doesn't matter. Look, we got the Panama Canal back. Has the mainstream media talked about that at all? They don't want to give the guy any credit for the stuff he does. And I know behind closed doors, they have to admit that he's a lot better president than Biden ever pretended to be.
Oh, 1,000%. I mean, just look at, you know, not only the first 100 days and whatnot that we just surpassed for President Trump. But also, I mean, just look at what he got done in a Middle East trip. Just it's ongoing as of this taping. But I mean, some of these deals that he's making for our economy is just insane. Like, I think it was Saudi Arabia. It's almost $1 trillion they're going to, you know, pledge to help. They're buying fighter jets and jet engines from America. And the list just goes on and on. I mean, like you just said, Dems, even though they can't stand Trump, have got to be at least in their own heads like, wow, this guy's killing it. He's doing a great job.
But isn't it interesting? Before he ran in 2015, they loved him. They wanted him to do cameos in the movies, be on their talk shows. Oprah hugged him on The View. I mean, it's amazing to me how the derangement syndrome is so real. I mean, it's a mental illness with these people, and it's just crazy. How bad does it have to get for somebody to want to change their view, be honest about where the country is headed?
You've also said that Representative Omar is a disgrace to your hometown of Minnesota. Can you elaborate?
Well, we can thank Obama for that, to bring in all these Somalians that took over northern suburb in St. Paul. All my friends are conservative back there. I don't know how the Democrats keep getting in office. I challenged Tim Walz. He said he could beat up any Republican in a boxing match. And so I challenged him and said, let's go for it. You and I will go for it. We'll do it. We'll get $1 million into it that goes to whoever wins gets to put their favorite charity. But I just laughed at what's going on in that state and said, and she says America is a terrorist country. Maybe we should go back to Somalia. I don't know about you, but I don't think people actually vacation in Somalia at all. There's probably good reason for that.
I'm just wondering how powerful that Walz would be if he's like skipping onto the boxing.
Throwing high kicks in the air like a fancy boy. Real tough guy.
Oof.
It just cracks me up. It's just sad that how that guy gets elected is amazing. It's only because there's just, you know, the Twin Cities and a few other bigger suburban cities that are ones to keep in office. But if you look at a red map of the counties, Minnesota is probably 95% red.
Well, it's like New York State. I mean, I'm from upstate New York, and it's super red. You know, I mean, I go back home. You know, we live in Florida, of course, but for the past 20 years. But every time I go home to upstate New York, everybody, you know, it's Trump country. And yet, just because they have New York City, the whole state is a blue state. But it's really not. When you break it down,
he's doing everything he said he was going to do, and it's all positive for both sides of the political aisle. But like I said, they're filled with so much hate and anger. That's where they live. And I once again, I got to feel sorry for that party, because every day they just look to be offended. Every day they're angry. What a horrible way to go through life. I mean, that's where they are.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with Kevin Sorbo after this. You are watching American Medicine Today.
I went to Dr. Bonati and he went ahead and looked at my pictures. He told me, you have pain here, you have pain here. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. I'd been to others, but he was a doctor that didn't want to fillet my back open like a fish and do like open spine surgery, because everybody else wanted to do that and I was not having it. The anesthesiologist who was working with me, I was like having a conversation with this guy, and then I was watching on the monitor as Dr. Bonati is fixing my back. I really felt like I was in good hands.
Bonati succeeds where others fail. Welcome back to American Medicine Today. We're rejoining the discussion with Kevin Sorbo. What do you think about AOC and Bernie Sanders? Are they really the new hope for the Democrat Party?
They're pretty far left, pretty extreme. But I love Bernie's take on being able to flying around a private airplane, because once again, it's do as I say, but not as I do. And you go, well, I can't fly coach or whatever. I got to get to places. I got stuff to do. So I'm justified in using all these private airplanes, and you as taxpayers paying for it. It's just, it really amazes me. And here's another thing. Why are the left so upset? But they waste so many billions and billions of our tax dollars on stupid things. And everybody should be happy that we're exposing this waste, but they're not.
How about how they were just outed by RFK Jr. talking about how many kickbacks they get from Big Pharma?
Yeah.
Yet they talk about how they're on the side of the people.
Yeah, they're never.
Bernie being at the top.
They're never on the side of the people, and they're all tied into Wall Street, and that's why pathetic people like Nancy Pelosi is worth $200 million. It's crooked beyond crooked. It's just like the Epstein list will never be exposed. They can talk about it all they want, but I think there's too many big names on both sides of the aisle that we can't do it, and they're not going to allow it. So it's kind of sad.
I think we just need to wipe the slate clean. Let the chips fall where they may, expose them, and get them out.
Yeah, we need also term limits. You don't get more than 8 years. If the president gets no more than 8 years, you don't get 40, 50 years on this. Get these people out of there. Let them retire and pick up pickleball or golf or whatever. But it's insane to me that we let these people have 40, 50 years. It's put them in stages, but they only get 8 years tops. That's it.
Yes, I agree. Well, you have a lot going on outside of all this political talk. Why don't we get into some of what you have on your upcoming schedule? Well,
I got 4 new movies coming out. 2 of them are secular movies or comedies. One, I get to play a 700-year-old vampire. It's called The Vampire Story. Another one is Cuisine de Apocalypse. It's a zombie alien movie. It's very, very funny. I play the sheriff of this little town that's one of the few towns left in the state of Montana that hasn't been infected yet. And then I've got 2 faith-based movies coming out. One's called Another Life, which is based on a true story of a guy in North Carolina. It's a wonderful, wonderful story. I got 3 documentaries coming out. The best place to go is Sorbo Studios. Go to sorbostudios.com. And very quickly, I have my 2nd annual Rise Up Con. Rise Up Con is like a family faith Comic-Con, and it's riseupcon.com. So rise up, like rising up convention.com. And it's June 26th through the 29th in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Bring the family. Got Dollywood nearby. We got people like Dean Cain's going to be there signing autographs. John Schneider's going to be there. We got some of the cast members from The Chosen will be there. We got a lot of good people. Kaya Jones is going to be there. And we just got a lot of good people. So check it out, riseupcon.com, end of June, and a golf tournament as well, June 26th. So come on and join the party. And a cruise, right? Some conservative speakers. We do. Well, there's MRC. My wife and I are speaking on an MRC cruise. That's like Lieutenant Colonel Alan West is going to be speaking there. Dana Lash. I mean, we got a lot of good people speaking at this event. They can join us all through Norway. And that's going to be in the last week of August into the first week of September. So please join us. You can also find that on sorbostudios.com. And I have another event my wife and I are hosting, taking a group of people through Greece. We're going to walk in the footsteps of Paul. We usually go to walk in the footsteps of Jesus in Israel, but this time we're going to Greece. We still have about 6 spots open if people want to join us. And that's at the end of September. And the last day, of course, on this 12-day wonderful trip to Greece, we go to Mount Olympus because, hey, I'm Hercules. We got to go see Mount Olympus.
Very nice.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to update us on everything Sorbo. So thank you again, Kevin Sorbo, for being on the program.
Thanks, Kevin.
Take care, guys.
Well, that's all the time we have for this segment. Make sure you stay tuned. We'll have more after the break. You are watching American Medicine Today.
My name's Jen Marshall. I've been playing professional football in a women's league for 3 years. I've been an athlete my whole entire life. Today, I manage a gym. I've been doing it since 2015. So every morning when I wake up for work, it's really not like I'm coming to work. I get to be with athletes, people trying to better their life every single day.
But in November 2018, a sudden pain slowed down her active lifestyle.
So most of my pain was located right in the central of my tailbone. I did have a lot of numbness and tingling going from my low back all the way to the top of my knee down the side. It was kind of a stabbing pain anytime I tried to bend over, pick anything up, even something as light as taking out the trash. It was like a catch. So it's like it took your breath away, kind of had to bend over for a few seconds, do this awkward squat to get it to go away until the nerve would kind of release and let me stand back up. So it felt like I was constantly being stabbed by a knife right in my tailbone. I was not sleeping very good at all. Flipping, I'd go from laying on my back to flipping over to my stomach, trying my sides, but with the tingling down my leg, that would act up even more when I was on my side, so there really wasn't anywhere comfortable. When I wake up in the morning, I was having to roll out of bed. Sometimes my husband was having to come pick me up to get me moving a little bit.
Not ready to consider surgical options, Jen tried conservative treatments to ease her pain.
I went to my chiropractor that morning that I couldn't stand up. We got MRIs done. We were trying decompression with my chiropractor. We tried, a little bit of massage. We tried a epidural. We did epidural in January, and still at that point, nothing was helping. Still had the stabbing going on. It was actually getting worse.
After 4 months of no relief, she contacted the Bonati Spine Institute for a permanent solution.
My mom has been working there since we originally moved to Florida. I was in middle school. She is a nurse in there, so she's seen every single day, everyone that comes in, everyone that goes out. We hear about all the patients, how they're doing, and the success. I've seen the success. I did already have MRIs done, so I got to bring those with me, so that kind of got me ahead of the game. He told me that I did have a herniation going on at my lower level of L5-S1. However, the numbness and tingling I had going down the side of my leg, he said was caused from a level above. So they had to go at my L4, L5 first. Dr. Bonati, all his staff, they go in great detail about, what you're looking at. I had no idea what, discs were and what herniations were and all that. And just by calling them over the phone, they explain all that to you and make you feel more comfortable.
The exclusive Bonati Spine procedures utilize conscious IV sedation, where the patient remains awake and communicating with their surgeon to ensure the source of their pain is eliminated before they leave the operating table.
I remember telling them that I felt great. They said I had a big smile on my face. But as far as during it, I don't remember a whole lot of it, to be honest with you.
Once a procedure is finished, guests are moved to the recovery room and a walking test is conducted. Afterwards, they are free to return to a hotel or their home if they live nearby.
Walked about 50 feet, turned around, came back, and I felt incredible. Got dressed, my sister walked me out to the car, and we went home. Sat on the couch, kind of took a little nap, but felt pretty good. Woke up, ice, and the main thing they told me was keep walking, keep walking, keep walking. After my first procedure, all the numbness in my leg was completely gone. I had no tingling. I had all feeling back. I could scratch the side of my leg and feel that I was scratching it.
After a Bonati Spine procedure, patients are not required to wear an uncomfortable brace or endure weeks of physical therapy. Instead, they are instructed to walk about 40 minutes a day.
He cleared me to start working out lightly, riding a bike, no more than 15 pounds, about 2 weeks after surgery. Pedaling the bike felt great, kept him updated, told him I felt really good, told him my weights felt really good. Work, everything was fine. I was able to start taking out trash lightly, still not going overboard because I knew that I still had, some work done that I had to give time. We're about 3.5 weeks out of my second surgery now, and I'm able to do pretty much anything, still to an extent with weight limits because he doesn't want me pushing it too much, but I'm able to do, assisted pull-ups now. I'm riding a bike. I'm walking continuously at an incline on treadmills. I can do push-ups again. I can, take trash out of the house. I can get out of bed, no problem. I'm happy to come in every morning. I want to keep doing more and more. My employees can tell that, I'm just excited to be back to the athlete I knew I was when I was in college and a couple years after college.
Jen highly recommends the Bonati Spine Institute to anyone suffering with neck or back pain.
You're in great hands once you enter that place, and even after you leave, you always have a contact that you can reach out to if you have any other issues going on.
To see more stories of recovery just like this, search for the Bonati Spine Institute on YouTube, Rumble, Apple's App Store, Google's Play Store, Roku, and Amazon's Fire TV. Well, that's all the time we have for this show. Make sure you download American Medicine Today to your favorite streaming apps. If you have any comments or questions, contact us at the numbers below. Or you can tweet at Dr. Bonati using the hashtag American Medicine Today or hashtag AMT. We would like to hear from you.